you want to talk about pulling in any essential oils or crystals, there's just such a dynamic to how we help ourselves and how we heal ourselves. But I think the important thing to know is that it is possible. It's just being open to having those experiences, because in our culture, it might be kind of new, but it's not in other places.